Hey guys, VideoJames, and today I'm going to be reviewing the new Nintendo 2DS XL. So I actually bought this today, and I took it out of the package, and I had to transfer all my old data from my 3DS onto this, which took a very long amount of time, which is partly the reason for yesterday's late upload time, because it was using up a lot of the internet, and I wasn't really able to get the upload started as soon as I would have liked to. I actually had to start an hour later than I planned to. But even then, YouTube did kind of take a lot longer than it should have to upload. Because for some reason, YouTube was having massive glitches where the upload process would say it was continuing and then it would stop and not display an upload time. And like every percent of the upload took about 5 minutes to even get up. But anyway, I'm not going to divulge any further into that because if I do, I'm just going to be sitting here ranting for about a half hour, which, let's be honest, I'm probably going to make a video on anyway. But anyway, the focus of this video is the new Nintendo 2DS XL, and I got the American version, obviously, because I am a born-bred American. But anyway, if you don't know, the new Nintendo 2DS came out on July 28th, which is today when I'm filming this. It'll probably be tomorrow by the time I upload this. But the new 2DS came out today, and it actually was announced back, I think, clear back in March was when it was announced first. And it is actually a really nice piece of hardware. So the idea behind the new 2DS was they were returning to the clamshell design for the 2DS, that a lot of people didn't really like the slate design, that they didn't like it when the device was just like that all the time and it was just one giant slate. And a lot of people did have a lot of other concerns about the controls for the 2DS XL, or the 2DS, that it was kind of hard to grip it and use it like a normal DS and it didn't really feel like one. And I kind of agree with that. I kind of agree that the 2DS didn't really have the feel of an actual DS, that it felt more like you were holding a digital chalkboard. But the new 2DS actually did do a marvelous job of returning back to the 3DS family. So we see, the first thing we gotta talk about is the clamshell design. We got that back. We got the clamshell design back. And it is actually in a sleeker and more confined body, that now the entire top screen, instead of it being just a little screen inputted here, you can see the entire top is just a screen. And you can see the little squirtle I got in my dresser right there. And then the bottom is still got the little plastics and the control pads. And now we actually do have cameras on the outside as well as the inside, so it actually does work well with the camera functions. And now we do actually have the C-stick on this, which my old 3DS didn't have. I don't really still know the purpose of it, but we also have ZR and LR buttons, which, again, I don't know the purpose of. They just seem like extra L and R buttons to me. But we do also have a new placement for the power button that's down on the bottom, which I kind of don't like the placement of just because they have it shoved so far into the edge of the console that it doesn't really work, and they kind of have it to be so small that it's kind of hard to actually get your finger on it to be able to hear the click. And it is kind of hard to actually be able to get the power button in and know when it's actually turning on. And they did actually make a new sort of setup for the game slot. So what they did is they put this little kind of drawer thing here. And what they did is you gotta pull that down and then out. And then you'll see it reveals the little game slot. So right now I have Omega Ruby in there. And you kind of have to pull this down a little bit to get the game to actually be able to fit in. Which, I mean, it does kind of seem like it would break to me, but it seems like they made this out of some kind of rubber mixed with plastic material. So hopefully it lasts. Hopefully it's not like, oh, it's going to break because you're actually using it the way you're supposed to. Because that really annoys me when games and systems all do that. But they did actually separate the home and start buttons as well again. I did like that when they did that on the new 3DS XL. That was an improvement in my opinion, because the home, start, and select buttons all being at the bottom kind of felt a little clumped together. But anyway, moving on to the gameplay aspect of it, it really is very good at processing. It does process a lot faster than my 3DS. I actually did do a few test runs with a few games, and actually the graphics quality and the frame rate is a whole lot better than it was on the other stuff. So this would definitely run better than the old 3DS. Anyway, because I ran 3 games on this. I ran Spyro, which had bad kind of run times on this sometimes. I tried some Pokemon battles, which actually kind of crap out a lot on the old 3DS. And I tried out YouTube. I actually re-downloaded YouTube onto this, because YouTube is actually an app that you can get on the DS. And I did actually try running that, and it does actually work way faster on this, and it works way better than it does on the old 3DS. I should probably get that for comparison. But it actually does work a lot better than it does on this 3DS. And as for the... Oh, I forgot to mention, the stylus on this is very tiny. Like, that's the stylus for the 2DS. Like, comparison to my finger right now. That's the entire length of my finger. And compare that to the 3DS stylus, and you basically have a crayon. Like, you got that much difference in length in between the two styluses. That's not even a stylus anymore at this point. That's like Crayus. But anyway, moving on to I can't talk. Moving on to the actual design of the new 2DS XL, I really do like the... Again, the clamshell design is really what makes a DS family system actually feel like a DS. And the new 2DS was actually supposed to be as big as this 3DS XL. I mean, I know this has a case on it, but it only adds like an extra inch to the size. Well, centimeter, I shouldn't say inch. But the new 2DS actually does feel really sleek and really compact. And I do like the kind of feel of the top, because it feels like they have like a leather sort of coverage on the top. So it actually does feel really nice. And again, the inside just looks extremely neat and well done. And the screens don't actually have like bulging out borders now. That the screen borders, again, on the top there is no border because it's all just one giant screen. And then on the bottom, you see the screen borders actually go in instead of out. So that actually is a good improvement in my opinion, because the old screen borders where they jutted out on the old 3DS, like you can see that I actually have Pokemon playing on this right now, I forgot. But you can see that the screen borders on that are kind of jutting out. You'll see my finger can't really get past there without moving up. And that was one thing that kind of bugged me, because if you needed to like move your stylus quickly onto the screen, it was kind of blocked off by that, and it just made it look like it had an extra layer to it, that there should have been more to it, but there was just that tiny little border, and it was like, okay, then that just doesn't look right. But overall, the new 2DS runs really well. Again, the design is amazing, and it does actually play a lot of old games. It plays as old as Spyro. Again, I went back and I played that, and I think I tried out the Sonic Collections, the old Sonic Collection. I can't remember the official name of it, but it was like it had all the old Sonic games, like Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and the ones where you get to play as Knuckles and Tails. And it actually did run those, as well as the old Namco Museum games. So it actually does run a lot of old games for what it is. I'm not sure how far back it'll run. It probably won't go as far as Game Boy, because there's no Game Boy slot. I mean, I don't know how you would fit Game Boy onto this anywhere. But it does actually run really well, and again, it plays a lot of games. The design is amazing. I would definitely give this a 5 out of 5, definite buy if you do want one of the 3DS system families. That I wouldn't even waste your time going back for an old 3DS, because the 3D quality is absolutely terrible for all the 3DS systems. And that's another thing that this did good, is it got rid of 3D entirely. That the 2DS was a really big hit because it got rid of 3D, but because of the slate design and the kind of design altogether, it kind of died out after a few months. But the sort of 3D lacking in the 3DS family does kind of seem like, to me, it'll probably move into either a 2DS family or go back and devolve into a DS family instead of any number. But this is definitely a would buy, in my opinion. This is definitely a 5 out of 5, because this is an absolutely amazing system. But anyway, I'm going to leave this video here. I'll leave links in the description for you guys to go check this out. I'll actually leave a link to Nintendo's actual DS site. I had to think of the name for a minute. But I will leave a link to Nintendo's actual 2DS XL site. I really would recommend getting this. It does come in orange if you get the Japanese one, but I do kind of like the blue and black a little better. Almost said bletter. But the blue and black, in my opinion, actually does look a lot better than the orange and black. Now, the orange and black kind of offset each other. That orange and black don't really go together. If it would have been red, it would have been better. But the blue and black actually does work really well together, and I definitely love this system. I would definitely get this if you do want part of the 3DS family. But anyway, I'm leaving this video here. If you guys liked it, you can hit the like button as always, and I will see you guys later.